We're live. Welcome to the Old Gods Meadery, where every week I show you how to make a brand new batch of mead. Every Saturday, a brand new batch of mead. From beginning to end, I put a video, and the recipe is always free in the description. Every single one is unique. I don't miss Saturdays, and I don't replicate recipes. And then that every single Wednesday, I go live like we are right now to show you stuff the mead making process live. Tonight we're going to be starting some mead, so if you want to stick around, we're going to get started in about 14 minutes from now. I'm going to show you how to start a batch of alcohol from scratch. That you can yourself make at home with very minimal equipment. And then all you have to do is buy your own ingredients and follow along. My recipes are free, like I said. All I want is your love. Give me a follow. Comment, like, share. You know the routine. Hello. Hello, hello. It should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of fun. Although, I don't like to admit this, but a little bit of a lazy day. A little bit of a lazy day. Not all day. I got up at my usual 4:15 this morning. Hello, Tilt. I am surprised that you're surprised that I'll be live. You know that this is my happy place. This is where I want to be. And now that thank you so much for your gift. I can't wait to do some reviews and give you some honest opinions. Lazy days are not okay. I have given myself anxiety all day because I had some lazy moments. Again, though, I did get up early this morning. I've wrapped up everything for this weekend. Everything's recorded. I've got some editing to do. Your Sagittarius Mead hits this Saturday morning, and it's going to be awesome. I mean, for all of us, unless you're a Sagittarius. It's not going to be awesome if you're a Sagittarius. It's going to be awesome if you don't like Sagittarius, which is everybody else. So that'll be a lot of fun. I made some like kind of filler content as well, and then I kind of crashed out. I played outside a little bit. It's the last nice day of the year here on the East Coast in the Maryland, at least. Got into the mid 60s today, which is crazy for this time of year. The high tomorrow is like 41, and I don't think it goes above that for the foreseeable future. You know, it's just that time of year. We're going to have to spend more time inside with each other. Dennis, hello. Good evening. But tonight we're starting a brand new batch of mead live here in about 10 minutes at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're going to get started. I'll rearrange the camera, and I'm going to show you how to make some mead live. The whole process will take less than 10 minutes. We'll be done by 8:40. Don't go anywhere. I want to talk to you afterwards. But my main mission here, if you are new, is to show you the simplicity of mead making. I'm sorry, my alerts are going crazy. My main mission here is to show you the simplicity of mead making. So you can this ancient hobby and an amazing community and start making your own mead at home. All you need is a few bucks worth of equipment. Which is reusable. You can use it over and over again. The major cost is honey in our trade. I use about 3 pounds per gallon, so that becomes a little bit after a while, but it's all you need. It's all you need. And you can start making your own alcohol at home, and you can be the most amazing person that you know in your friends group, in your neighborhood. You're like, and then my favorite part, because it's inevitable after the barter system comes back, and nobody cares about money anymore, you will be rich with the knowledge of creating alcohol, because that's going to be one of 3 major currencies. Hello. And I'm going to go on a limb and assume that you don't know how to make ammo or gasoline from scratch. So I'll pick up the third one, show you how to do it tonight if you're not already aware. Hello, hello, hello. Because everybody's going to need alcohol. You're going to be safe. You're going to be safe. Hello. I am simulcasting on YouTube and TikTok, so if you see me talking to the other platform, or not you, it's because I'm talking to the other platform. Please give me a follow on both. Both have pros and cons. YouTube is a great place to go look through all of my playlists. All of my meads are archived. Batch 195 came out this past Saturday of unique recipes. Those recipes are always free in the description. It's much easier to navigate if you're looking for something that I've already done. However, if you want to communicate with me or the community that I have been blessed to be a part of, TikTok is where you can have like group messages and, send me direct messages. So follow me on both. Thank you so much. Let's get started here in about 9 minutes. Make sure hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, I only expect you to hit it once. If you're on TikTok, I expect you to beat Jen as always, which means approximately 10,000. So your fingers get tired or bleed, one of the two. Then share with as many people as you can. Also, that rule kind of applies to anybody that you like. If you ever see anything on any social media, hit the like button. If you like that content, hit the like button. You have no idea how much it helps that creator. It helps the algorithm of that platform kind of range stuff to better fit your needs. So you'll start sending you content. Just trust me. Definitely on my videos. So definitely hit like on my videos. You can't go wrong. Thumbs work. Thumbs work. It works. What did I miss already? A Zodiac challenge for me. Alright. I'm up for it. I'm up for challenges. I'm up for challenges. Hello, good evening. And thank you if you're on the Dennis is not only an amazing friend, he's also a master maker and reviewer, a mentor of mine. He's also the moderator tonight, so if you need it and I miss it, hopefully he catches it. But if you're yelling at me and I don't see it because I'm blabbing, yell at him and then he'll yell at me. Cancer Sun, Aries Moon, and Scorpio Rising Mead. We just did Scorpio. I know I've done... Hold on, let me just look at the stuff I haven't done yet, because that's a much shorter list. Aries actually comes up. That one will launch March 21st. March 21st. I'm just trying to figure out, because I don't have it memorized. Like, this was a suggestion from some amazing people. Cancer has already been out. That was the Crybaby. Hello, and welcome to the Old God's Meter. Sagittarius is the batch that hits this Saturday, and that will be a lot of fun. And I believe, hold on. Yeah, that's the last Zodiac of this year. The last Zodiac of this year. The week after that is the last Will It Mead of the year, and that will be a good one. It's not a disgusting one. As a matter of fact, it might be the opposite. It might be a great one. So I'll show you that one. That will be December 6th. And then the very last World Deities Mead the week after that. Thank you. The very last World Deity Mead, and it'll be one for the books. It'll be one for the books. And then the last your Christmas / Yule Mead. And then we're gonna wrap this year up with the New Year's celebration / 200th batch of mead that I have done. 200th, 200. Just happened to follow New Year's, and yeah, that will be December 27th. And I am so incredibly excited for each and every one of those batches I just mentioned. It's like I feel like I saved all the fun stuff for December. All like everyone is wrapping up. I actually, in all seriousness, I went into these plans obviously many months ago, but I knew I was wrapping these some of these categories up, probably permanently, but at least archiving them. So a couple of them are going to be really awesome. Let's just say that they're going to be really awesome. I put a little bit of extra thought into them. And then we're kicking off New Year 2026, January 3rd with your Capricorn. We're going back to the Zodiac series. I'm going to run through the Zodiac series all the way through April to finish that off. So Taurus will be the last one. All of those will be played. And I have a series that will replace that in May. So there is a series that will replace that in May. It's going to be a tremendous amount of fun. Every other category, the Will It Mead is going to continue for a little while. But every other category is going to be brand new going into 2026, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I just gave you more information than I've spilled so far. So you guys are the lucky ducks. It will be fun. I also love having so much tremendous fun with it that I decided to keep it going. And again, I have kept everything tight secret for 2026. Tight secret. But I will tell you, the Will It Mead series will spike up in discussing this again. It's going to happen again. There's going to be some really bad. There's going to be some good ones. There's going to be some really bad ones. I am taking that question to heart, and I am taking stuff that I'm truly trying to challenge. Can we make an alcohol out of this? And had a tremendous amount of fun, as you guys know. So, but as for tonight, we're gonna get started in just over a minute from now. Making some Mead live. Nobody knows what I'm making tonight either. These Wednesday batches always belong to TikTok subscribers. So if you want your very own please subscribe to my TikTok. I'll put a subscriber-only post out the week before I start these Wednesday batches, asking for suggestions, and then I pick the very best one out of those comments, and I start it on this Wednesday. So this batch does belong to somebody in the comments tonight. We'll see. It'll be a lot of fun, though. And I don't give a heads up. I don't give a heads up for two reasons. One, I like to keep things super secret. I like to keep everything tight. I like the surprise and the anticipation. Also, really bad at remembering things. As you guys know, I have a lot of stuff going on. I have 30 batches of mead. I actually have 31 batches of mead going on right now. This will make 32 tonight. 32 batches going on simultaneously. I have notes that I'm looking at on my little... Once something like debuts, I don't think about it ever again until somebody said, "Hey, do you have a bottle of that still?" That's it. That's it. Except for the ones that really stand out, like the core memory ones. The bug mead. The sardines. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I also don't drink a lot, to be absolutely honest. There's some people here that know that I met at the Renaissance Festival this past year. I give away a vast majority of what I make. Vast majority. I am, however, going to indulge on Thanksgiving Day. But I feel like everybody, anytime that like society shuts down, so like Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, mandatory naps. Mandatory naps. I'm just kidding. I might though. I might. It's on my list of stuff I want to do. Irish coffee. I will be having an Irish coffee probably before makeup tomorrow morning. I'll have an Irish coffee in my hand. And then, what'd I miss? Okay. I mean, I try to be really at that anyway, so I don't make any mistakes. But anyway, it's time to go. I'm going to rearrange the camera. If you guys have never been here, here's the... Oh, I just got restricted. I was waiting for it to happen. It hadn't happened. I'm going to rearrange the camera, and then I'm going to kick it off. We're going to get started. The whole process, like I said, will take less than 10 minutes. Anywhere, I'm going to be talking to the people watching the replay. So for future you, I'm talking to future you. For the you that you hear now, don't go anywhere. I'm going to pull the camera back in. I want to see what you thought. Maybe have one more glass with you. And bed. Going to bed before the turkeys get here tomorrow. So, thank you so much for letting me be here. Let's get started. I have a tendency to blab too much. I like it. I like it. Hopefully we're straight enough. Let's see. Let's see what we look. Yeah, good enough. Hello and welcome to the Old Gott's Meadery. Tonight, we're starting a brand new batch of mead live. This one goes to my good friend, mentor, and best mead reviewer on TikTok, Dennis. Requested a chocolate banana mead. So banana's been in the communities list for a long time. It's a difficult thing to do. I thought of trying some of the difficult stuff. We're going to go an orthodox route, though, because that's how I like to do it. So, two things before we get started. The most important thing about making anything at home is everything that you see that will touch the meat at any part of the process has ties. There's some really gross stuff out there that likes to grow in the same environment as yeast, which we'll introduce shortly. So you want to make sure everything is super clean and sanitized. Secondly, before we started this video tonight, I weighed out 3 pounds of honey in this pot. It's boring. You don't want to see me do that, so I did that beforehand. Everything else we're going to do right here live. So the very first thing we're going to do is add in about half a gallon of water to this honey. You'll notice this honey is in a pot on a little stovetop. The point of that is we're going to warm this honey for two major reasons. One, it helps dissolve into the overall mead much easier. It's warm. And then secondly, we're going to give that yeast a nice, great environment to kind of start off in. Every yeast has a temperature tolerance, a range. Plug this guy in. So you want to make sure that you stay within that range. You don't want to make this too hot. But we're going to get it because that does take a couple minutes. As for our bucket, this is going to be a fun one. This is banana pudding. Banana pudding powder. The reason why I thought of Dennis also had one time requested a Boston cream donut mead, which I thought came out okay. And I used a pudding substance there as well. So this is 2 packs, let's see, about 6 ounces altogether of banana pudding. Let's try it. All right. I'm pretty confident it'll work out. I'm actually pretty confident it's going to work out. But there's only one way to find out. There's only one way to find out. So I did hear that, and we talked about this before as a community, boiling bananas is another great way to do it. A bushel, do they call bananas a bushel? A bushel of bananas, and boil them in water. So you're essentially making banana water. Let it cool down to room temperature, and then make a mead out of that water. And that's supposed to be another way to get really good banana flavor. I've yet to try it, but it'll happen eventually one day. So there's 6 ounces of banana pudding. And then this is 4 ounces of chocolate nibs. This is one ingredient that I think every mead maker should just keep in stock at all times. Chocolate nibs are like the ground up actual bean of the cocoa bean. I roasted them in the broiler for about 5 minutes until they started to steam and kind of smell. You'll get a much better chocolate flavor out of that. So we dump that into the bucket. Well, we're going to try. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and add our other half gallon of water to that. Oh, it is so yellow. I don't think that's natural. I'm hoping this is going to be amazing, though. The bad part about the Boston cream, it never really like super clear. It took a long time to get to where it was. While we're waiting, we're going to give this a stir. This is actually almost ready already. If you don't know what Mead is, it's the oldest alcoholic beverage in the world, independently discovered by many different countries and cultures. The oldest evidence is actually from Africa, over 20,000 years old in the southern region. I don't know many things. I know one person over 20,000 years old, but nothing else. And that man likes chocolate bananas. There's also evidence in China, about 10,000 years old. Evidence in ancient Central America. And of course, Northern Europe, where the Vikings traded, super famous, did it better than everybody else. But what that means is regardless of who you are or where you're from, your ancestors drank mead. And that's my favorite quality about you. Unless I know you personally, then it's one of my favorite qualities of you. I think it's really awesome. You have blood in your veins that drank mead at some point in history. I think that's cool. So we're just stirring this up. Mead, by definition, though, is made in a very similar fashion as wine, except we use honey for the main fermentation process instead of grapes or other fruits. But lots of combinations. Everything can exist in between, like the many that you see on my channel and the one we're doing tonight. All right, this is good to go. We're going to go ahead and unplug that. Combine the two. It's so yellow. It's not a natural color. The powder was like white. As soon as it got wet, it turned yellow. I don't know. America. All right. We're going to add in our yeast. This is EC1118, which is my favorite. This is actually champagne yeast. It usually makes a drier yeast or semi-sweet mead. This one should have plenty of pudding in it to compensate for that. So we're going to add in about 2.5 grams, which is half of one of these packets. It doesn't hurt to add in a little bit more, though. As you see, I'm not. The yeast will reproduce over time and eat all of the sugars available from the honey and anything else you can find in there. Once it hits its alcohol tolerance, it will stop. So the amount of yeast will just depend on how long it takes. And a half teaspoon of yeast nutrient. And now it's time to seal her up. There's a fermenting lid. You notice that little hole. You want to make sure that it's super tight. Get a paper towel ready just in case. I usually do that behind the scenes, but put your very clean and sanitized thumb over that hole and give it a. You'll know at this point if your lid is tight or not. So don't go in there with a huge amount of confidence, because I've made a lot of messes. All right, now we're getting in our 3-piece airlock. I prefer these guys over that typical S-shaped airlock you see a lot of brewers use. This guy's easy to take apart and clean. That's the biggest benefit from it. We're going to fill this at about halfway full of water. Like I said, over time that yeast will reproduce and start eating sugars. It byproducts as it does that. One of them, carbon dioxide, which will come out of this airlock, leak into our atmosphere. That water layer will keep anything from getting in, though. So this will become airtight here within a few hours, likely. The second is alcohol, which we'll retain in this bucket. And in a few weeks, we'll be live again on another Wednesday, racking this same batch. All these Wednesday batches belong to Talk subscribers. Thank you so much, Dennis, for suggesting this one. This one seems like a common sense one that we should have done a long time ago. This is your chocolate banana mead. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting me be here into this amazing community. I hope everybody has an awesome and safe Thanksgiving. Please spend time with your loved ones. Even if you don't want to, they probably want you to. So open your heart up. Give lots of hugs, some kisses, pinches on the cheek. Go back and watch my Thanksgiving this past Saturday with your whole family. I'll see you guys all next time. Skull. Thank you. All right, we did it, Dennis. I don't know what your expectations were. I don't know what your expectations were. But I'm going to do my best. Because I want this one to work. I want this one to work. I really want this one to work. I think I definitely had a little bit of a breech seal here. Chocolate banana. If we get this one right, sky's the limit. Chocolate banana. This could be one at the meadery. See, I don't like to say the worked. I like to say it didn't fail. It didn't hit my expectations of clarity. I remember that. But, you know. Yeah, Dennis, he's always thinking of bananas or hot dogs, I heard. And he thinks everything tastes like chocolate. So you guys could diagnose his person from just those 3 short statements. Hold on. I'm moving it a little bit, Dennis. And team. Bet to have, or can I use honey that's fermented already? No, I mean, that may be a trick question. So, honey naturally has some kind of fermentation going on in it, just of the natural yeast that exists in the air. I raw honey. I would say that you can use any honey you can buy. Go and try to harvest your own honey. That will usually work too because you know what you're doing. So I'm not quite sure what you mean by fermented already honey. I use raw, which is like, that's where you can like, it's off the honeycomb. Not pasteurized. But you can use it. I've seen some great mead makers make some awesome meads with like honey that you buy at Costco. My warning, and it's been a long time since I talked about this, but my only warning when it comes to honey is it's from North America. So United States, Mexico, Canada. Not that you can't use honey from around the world. Just be skeptical if you are. There are some places, especially over the Pacific and the Asian countries, that do sweeten. It will still ferment, though. You'll still get an alcohol out of it. It technically probably won't qualify as a mead, though. It'd be more of a wine because you're just fermenting the sugar versus the honey. Nobody here, to my knowledge, knows me. We rely on each other to check each other. At least that's how my perception. And I know I tell myself that because like I look at your guys' stuff and you guys make amazing comments. You're like, you know, thanks for, you know, the inspiration or introduction to the hobby. And then you make stuff way better than anything I've ever made. It creates a little jealousy in the heart. And then I'm like, well, you know, maybe they'll ask me some questions later about like, you know, I'm just kidding. It makes me incredibly proud, incredibly happy. I love seeing stuff. I'm, as you guys know, really heavy into creativity. That's where my personality is based. That's what my hobby's based off of. I love seeing people take something and turn it into something else. I'm incredibly passionate about it. Incredibly passionate about the community that I have been welcomed into. It's gonna be a great forever. It's literally my cornerstone, the pillar. These Wednesday nights are the highlight of my weeks. I cannot get love seeing people create amazing stuff that I'm also passionate about from scratch. It makes me, it's like a high. It makes me really happy. I don't know about that. I won't ever take that title. Ever, ever, ever. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate any subscription helps. All of them. Tell your friends. I think you should put me on the TV. You could pull up my YouTube and just hit my playlist, living room TVs, on Thanksgiving. Just have it go all day. That's what I think you should do. Like after the Macy's Day Parade, you want to see what cool theater plays are happening in Broadway. I get it. I was too. After the Macy's Day Parade. Okay, in between Macy's Day Parade and football. Because I know everybody wants to watch the Chiefs game as well tomorrow. That doesn't happen till 4:30. You got a good chunk, like a 6-hour chunk, where you can watch my YouTube on your big screen. Thank you. I haven't done the math. Is it a ton? Please don't put it like that. That makes me like anxious. Hello, Jen. Welcome. We just wrapped up. You'll see the replay tomorrow. We just wrapped up Dennis's chocolate banana in this bucket. And yeah, I was really tired. These lives obviously give me a lot of energy. Right before this, we went out to dinner. I had a steak. We went to Texas Roadhouse. I had 2 old fashions. There was unfortunately some really bad traffic on the way back. Hopefully not related to accident, but we took some side roads to get back. So the trip back was a little bit longer. I was stressed. I had plenty of time still, but I'm like, one of those events that kind of makes you grateful without you realizing it in the moment, or like there might be somebody at the head that's not going to have a good Thanksgiving, and everybody they know, therefore not have a good Thanksgiving, and it like woke me up. I can't wait to see my. We're done with the mushiness. That's a lot of mead. That is a lot of mead. Yeah, I don't know how much like a single bottle weighs, but I mean, could easily do it. 200th batch is coming up. Each batch creates 4 bottles for me. So yeah, that's a lot of bottles. That's a lot of bottles. How would I make a Thanksgiving dinner mead? So I made a pecan pie inspired mead this past Saturday for my Thanksgiving batch. So go back and check that out. That's my Thanksgiving official batch this year. I've done like some pumpkin kind of flavors before. Let me go into. I don't know if I have all that data on me. I don't. Oh, maybe I do. Hold on. Yeah, the year before that, I was doing like countries and cultures mead. So like, that's why I started doing the holiday batches, because I was like, that's what really made me like realize what I was doing wasn't translating well. When I first started, I started doing meads that were based off countries and cultures from around the world. Because the hobby that some of you may not know about that I have besides mead making is I love to study culture and religions. I love learning about different parts of the world. Hey, that's like futuristic. So I was trying to combine my two, and I still do that to some. Well, thank you. I still do that to some degree. But I realized it because there was a couple holidays where like I was like I'm making this part up, but this is it as an example. It was like Christmas, and I'm like, let me show you my Ethiopia mead, and people were like, dude, Santa Claus is right over there. My little kids are watching. No, thank you. So that's when I got the idea to start doing series that would kind of rotate and do. That way I had a little bendability on what I was going to show. And I've run with that idea since. We've changed categories a lot of times. I'm still looking for niches, but I feel like rotating categories is going to be what I do probably forever. I have a lot of fun kind of refreshing things every few months or every several months or every year. Um, and like really kind of rehyping myself up for like just energy wise. The stuff I have that will be starting next year, like I'm so excited to show you and have some fun with. Um, I just started a batch for like the tail end of May, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. May 16th is when the new category that's replacing the Zodiac series kicks off. I have a break category starting on January 10th, though. I have a brand new category starting January 7th, the week after. January 24th will be your Aquarius Mead, so continuing that Zodiac series about once a month. And then the Willet Mead will be out January 31st. You guys are the first to hear that stuff. First to hear that stuff. So, right off the bat, we have two brand new categories starting off, and then another one starting a little bit later in the year. And I can't wait to show you. I'm sorry, I missed sign again. Roasted butternut squash. You know, I think we could do it. I think we could do it. Mine is, I think squash is gross. I think squash is a decoration. And all right. All right. Let me put some thought into that. I think that you're probably in the majority of people that would think that's acceptable. I think squash is a decoration, though. It is. It is. I really realized it when I had kids, like babies. And, you know, like, because squash is one of the major things that you feed kids if you buy the little jars of stuff. And I always, was like, humans don't eat this. Humans don't eat this. Goats, pigs, they eat it. You don't eat this. When this little booger grows up, they're not going to eat this. This is like false advertisement to the baby. Hey, here's something. I'm going to introduce you to something. You're never going to eat it again. You're going to see a lot of it. You're going to see it like, you know, on Thanksgiving, on people's doorsteps. You'll see it like plastic ones at Michael's when you're trying to decorate for fall. You're never going to eat it again. You're going to go to a Chinese restaurant, like an authentic one. You're going to pick them out of your dish so you can eat the rest of it, but you're never eat them again. That's it. Pumpkin technically may be a squash. However, I also don't eat pumpkin. So I stand firm. All right, hold on. I like pumpkin pie. If you make a squash pie, I try it. I try just about anything. When I say just, I don't think there's ever been anything I haven't tried. If somebody offered me something to eat, I'll try it. 100% of the time. I went to a Korean barbecue place this last weekend. Very new to me. I love like trying new foods. I talk about that a lot. It's one of my favorite things to do. But I've never done like a more authentic Korean barbecue where you cook everything yourself. They're just like, here it is. And it was one of the all-you-can-eat places. You got 2 hours. Here's your iPad. Just punch in what you want. Magic happens. I bring it to you afterwards. I basically had beef tongue for dinner. And I've had, I forget what it's called in Spanish, but I've had lots of like that beef tongue tacos. But it's just raw beef tongue and you're like, throw it in your soup. and you eat it. It's basically what I had for dinner. Try stuff, is what I'm saying. Squash is not a food. It's not a food. Sorry. Brussels sprout mead? Get out of here. Get out of here. This is coming from the guy that, like, you know, loves hot dogs and bananas. Brussels sprouts? I mean, I don't think, I'd have to research it. I don't think they're, like, porous enough. It'd be like lettuce, right? It would, nothing would happen. You can't, like, it doesn't break down. And Brussels sprouts are also gross. That's what I like to call food's food. The food I like to eat eats that for food. What's up? So no, that's a double no. You'll never see me eat. There's some exceptions, so I won't say never see me eat, but vegetables in general, no thanks. And it's not because I don't like them. I actually relatively have been eating vegetables my whole adult life. Very big on introducing vegetables, especially at every dinner. Until I did carnivore. I did carnivore for several months a couple years ago. And since then, I feel healthier without vegetables. I'm sorry, I do. I still eat a pretty strict diet. I obviously cheat a lot these days because I tried to find a balance between happiness and survival. But I primarily have protein and fibers, and that's about it. I avoid carbs at all costs. I avoid starches. Obviously, alcohol is an exception. I love me some French fries. Hard to fight off when they're available, but I try not to make them available. I love chocolate, peanut butter cups. Those are mostly chemicals now, though, so. But I don't like tonight. Like I got a steak, like I said, and I got a salad as one of my sides. That's probably the first vegetables I've had in weeks. Like I said, it's not like. In fact, they have really good broccoli there. I love their like steamed broccoli. Yeah, I don't dislike vegetables. I don't. They don't. My body doesn't crave them whatsoever. Since I did that diet, nothing to do with them. And I try to be very, moderate when it comes to the time I listen to my body. Look, Jen's doing this by herself tonight. Thank you, Jen. Shame on the rest of you. It's too late now. Don't even get started. Hey, thank you, Jen, for holding the weight down for us. That's it. It's too late. Dropped the ball tonight. Jen carried the team. Tulip, I'm not mad at you though because I'm excited. You sent me a gift. Everybody else, I'm mad at you. Everybody else, I'm mad at you. So, yeah, if you guys didn't see the video I posted a couple hours ago, Mr. Tulip and Thistles, some Mead, and I'm very excited. 6 in total. I cannot wait to try them and put some reviews out. I was actually going to do it today, and I was like, I have to go to dinner in a little while. I should wait. You guys know, in our circle, you guys know the text messages we get from Dennis when he's starting to do reviews. They steadily get more and more like. I was like, that's how I'm gonna go to dinner. So I gotta block out a time where I can do some reviews. You still don't have your taste back, so I would say. I already told you in the group text. Go carnivore. Just go carnivore. Go carnivore for 2 weeks and see how you feel. 2 weeks, that's it. 2 weeks. Get rid of your carbs. Get rid of your pasta, your sugars. Let your body cleanse. And you will never get sick again. Mead is against carnivore, yes. But we don't need details here. We don't need details. No, like I obviously am not carnivore now, but a majority of what I eat, almost 100% of the time at lunch, I have like a rotation of 3 different meals. Black beans and just ground beef with like taco seasoning. Kidney beans with kielbasa. So it's kind of like a red beans and rice, except without the rice. And then a black beans and like eggs and salsa. That's primarily all I eat for lunch. I skip breakfast. I eat that for lunch, and then dinner. I try to have a reasonable dinner. I started that diet maybe 2 months ago, and I feel great. It's not as aggressive as the carnivore diet that I did, but the carnivore diet is where my brain. That's where the brain pivots. That I recognize that moment in time. Like my dieting life changed. I did carnivore for too long though. Like I did it for longer than you probably should do it. But I felt amazing through that process. It was really hard for like a couple of weeks, but then I felt amazing. A blue mead, I've made a couple of different blue meads. My favorite one, like the blue spirulina mead, was phenomenal. That was like a bright blue, and then as it aged, it turned gray. I don't know why. But my favorite blue mead was failed blue. It turned green. Was my Nirvana mead. That was the only one that got restricted on my Facebook account, and still to this day, I'm restricted on Facebook. I still post up there because I share it like in some of the meat groups, my Saturday videos. But you will not, unless you follow me, you will not stuff on Facebook because of I got labeled sharing child porn because of that badge on Facebook. I probably shouldn't even said that out loud. I'll get a strike here on these lives, but yeah, I'm surprised you don't know the story, Tulip. So my Nirvana mead, like somebody requested it. It was during my pop culture series, and I was like, I have to do this. Like Nirvana is such an epic band that will be popular. It'll be something the general public recognizes. And I just thought, and I listened to some old songs. I did a little bit of research, and then I was like, you know what? Their Nevermind album was controversial when it came out. The baby under the swimming pool floating. I was like, I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. So I tried to make a blue Powerade mead. I used Powerade and replaced the water with Powerade. And for whatever reason, my mind was like, that's going to be blue when it's done. And it's not. It's stupid. It's blue Powerade that you mix with yellow honey. Anybody that's taken any art class ever from elementary school to college knows that it makes green. I didn't think that in my head, though, when I was making it. But it came out. So I was like, nobody's going to know what I'm talking about now. So I was like, how do I set this up? I went out and bought a little baby. A little plastic baby that you use for like baby shower, like thing. It was a little plastic baby. And in the background, I don't know if I've ever even shared part of this. I got a glass of mead and, I put it on my bar here. I filled it up with that. It was green power. And I dropped the baby in, took a picture. Dropped the baby in, took a picture. I was trying to get the baby in the exact position that it is on that Nirvana Nevermind album cover. And I epically at every turn I could not get it, and I was like, nobody is gonna know that I'm trying to replicate Nirvana. So I was like, I have a brilliant idea. I'm just gonna slash share both pictures. I'm gonna take the Nirvana album and I'm gonna take mine so people can say, "Oh, I see what that guy's doing." The Nirvana album, just like last month, like within the last month, legally, finally clarified that as not child pornography legally. I got a notification about it. But when I posted this video, that was still child pornography on Facebook. So I got child pornography strike because I shared the Nirvana Nevermind album cover. All because I tried to make a Nirvana meme. Whatever. It's too late now. You can't take back strikes. Good night. Thank you so much. I got blabbing. I'm sorry. I missed a lot. Have an amazing Thanksgiving. I hope I speak to all of you, but have a awesome Thanksgiving. We're gonna have to wrap stuff up anyway, but good night, Ian, Jen. Thank you so much. Plus, we're out of wine. So, speaking of that, since it's just like the Intercrowd, I bought this on a whim. This is Lingenor's Retriever red wine. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Like, I was like, I'm going to buy that for thinking, you see how much is left. That's how much fun we've been having tonight. It's fantastic. If you guys like wine. It is fantastic. And I think it's the same as their mead. Their mead, it was like $14. I think this is $14. Like, their stuff is just like inexpensive. 2024 vintage. Lingenor Retriever Red. I bought two reds from Lingenor. The other one I'll open to let you know. The other one's like, I think Raven something. I don't remember what it is. It's the only one with the black label that at least that they had at the liquor store. I'll shoot you a picture of it too, unless you have it already. What would you suggest for getting back in after a slump? Are you talking about mead making or just life in general? Mead making. You know what really pressures me sometimes to start batches? Ordering ingredients from Amazon. I know that's probably the answer you're looking for. Like, you're looking for something inspirational. But if you get something that's not readily available, like, let me explain the way my brain works. If I'm like, I want to make a blueberry mead, that's my favorite batch, but I'm like, I can get them when I get to the grocery store later. And then I was like, I gotta go to the grocery store anyway tomorrow for like dinners, so I'll just get it tomorrow. And then you're like, I'm going Sunday. If you order something from Amazon ingredient, you get it and you're excited because you're opening something. It's like a present, and you're like, I bought this to make mead. I can't wait. Let's go. I learned that trick with elderberry because you can't get elderberries anywhere, like fresh elderberries. Elderberry is a berry that grows typically in Northern Europe. You can grow it in pretty much any cooler environment. It just can't be in like a tropical environment. So there are people that is... I was trying to have a serious conversation. I love that. It was a whole turkey. You can't get elderberries anywhere. Trying to get back on the rails. I do know some people. I've met some people actually since I started this process that grow it. But you can buy them dehydrated, and they work just fine. Elderberries are they're not sweet. They're more of an earthy flavor, but really amazing mead. Tied for first ever favorite mead I've ever made, elderberry. But yeah, if you're trying to get over a slump, you have to create some excitement behind. What is that? Is that a mouse? There's a hamster. I love you guys. I'm trying to have a serious conversation with Zion here. What worked for me getting over humps, because I hit a lot of them. Like, believe me, I create a batch every week, and I try to stick really tight to that schedule. There's been a lot of times where I've fallen behind, and I'm like, crap, I got to start like 5 batches this weekend, or their stuff won't be ready in time. But what works for me is just creating some really sharp excitement behind it, and sometimes that's being that made it even funnier because I was reading it as it popped up. It's a naughty chicken. It wasn't just a regular chicken, a naughty one. It was doing something naughty right there. Create some excitement for yourself. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I'll definitely text all you guys tomorrow. I think that's it though. There's not enough people here for me to go through my schedule and stuff again. Hope you guys have amazing plans though. We're just doing a very simplistic thing in here. We got all the traditional stuff. We kind of went back and forth. There's several years ago, facing some family tragedies, we did some unorthodox stuff, like where we made like pizzas and stuff like that. But we're doing a very traditional Thanksgiving. Wowzers! Now, I mean, that was a look. If you're challenging yourself to like find the goofiest stuff, thank you. Yeah, we're just traditional stuff, so it should be a lot of fun. And yeah, and Irish coffee. That's what I'm really looking forward to. Family time, Irish coffee. Should be good. Anyway, good night. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you. You'll see me this Saturday. I am going to still try to pop in. I obviously won't do it tomorrow, but maybe Saturday morning or Sunday morning I'm going to go live with that traditional batch just so I can get it out of the way. I'm probably going to make it very short, so I won't advertise it. I'm just going to get it done so I can take the clipping of it. And then, yeah, next week will be a lot of fun. Let me see here. I think we'll be racking some mead next Wednesday. I'll give you a heads up. And then after the Sagittarius this Saturday, next week will be the last of this year. Oh, crap. Hold on. I'm in next year. The last of this year's Willet Mead. And it'll be a good one. I'm predicting it'll be a good one, which is rare, as you guys know, for the Willet Mead. So, all right. Good night. I'm just blabbing again. I don't want to go, but I have to. I need to go to bed. Good night. Love you guys. Text me if you need anything. See you soon.